I feel like a lot of you Degrassi fans don't give credit where credit is due. Like, I was watching the Bittersweet Symphony episodes, and I really think some of y'all don't really give credit to those episodes. Like, when I hear people talk about, oh, the darkest episode in Degrassi was the school shooting, I feel like the school shooting for Degrassi was very dark because during that time, like school shootings wasn't a thing that people talked about. Like, bullying does lead to really violence. Like, the only show I could think of that really did a school shooting episode was One Tree Hill, but I think Degrassi's school shooting episode was way better. I think it had more of an impact because, not saying One Tree Hill's school shooting episodes suck, because it don't. It's a phenomenal episode, but I think they did talk about bullying. They did talk about bullying. Like, Jimmy had a good reason for why he did what he did. Not saying that that makes it right, but when he said what he said in the classroom, that he went a whole like school year without anyone talking to him, and then he found out that was like the greatest feeling in the world, being non-existent. They did talk about bullying and things like that. I just think Degrassi did it better. I can't really explain it right now, but I definitely feel like Degrassi did it better. I think Degrassi's shooting, uh, I think when Rick shot the school up in Degrassi, I think it was way better. Maybe because of how it affected the kids. I don't think in One Tree Hill they really discussed how it badly affected anyone's mental that a kid brought a gun to the school. It was more about them, dealing with the loss of Keith, not really, the trauma they might have had with someone coming into the school threatening to take their lives. While in Degrassi, Rick shot Jimmy, and then he died because Sean stopped him for shooting Emma. So there was trauma, right? They had there was episodes where you got that the shooting, like Rick shooting the school up or almost killing Emma, affected her. She had PTSD. She couldn't sleep, right? Sean was dealing with guilt of him feeling like he felt like he took Rick's life. There was more of a lead up to like the trauma. Montreal Hill, it wasn't like, oh, anyone's psyche was fucked up mentally because of the shooting. Even though the shooting was Rachel's fault because she unreleased the time capsule, she's the reason for all of that shit. I don't give a fuck how nobody felt. And One Tree Hill, Rachel is the reason for the school shooting. She released the time capsule, and that is why Jimmy Edwards was getting bullied because of what he said, in his opinion, on what he felt like high schoolers are. That is his opinion, and because he had his opinion, it had him get bullied, and because of that, it made him bring a gun to the school. But he didn't kill anybody, right? He shot in that, and he helped people. But I don't think he actually wanted to hurt anyone. You feel me? With Rick, he did want to hurt them. He went home, got a gun, came to school, and already was, thinking about who he wanted to get rid of, Jimmy and Emma, because he feel like Jimmy pretended to be his friend, and he feel like Emma led him on, right? So I feel like in Degrassi there was more leading up to the trauma of the school shooting for the students. Like Jimmy getting shot, and now he has to deal with the fact that he's in a wheelchair. His freedom of walking has been taken away from him, and Emma, her having a gun to her head has made her have PTSD to where she can't sleep. Right? So I think there was just more of a like, oh, their like mental health is like really like messed up because of the school shooting. Um, I do feel like Degrassi did have another chance to do that, and that was probably in Degrassi next class when Hunter brought a gun to school, and he brought it to the dance. I feel like they could have had an opportunity to where he could have shot the dance up, but Degrassi next class didn't take chances. They didn't have stakes, and I feel like that would have been a great opportunity to do it. If you wanted people to talk about Degrassi next class, like Degrassi next generation, they could have tried a little bit harder. Like, I feel like, what was the point of Hunter bringing that gun to the dance if he wasn't gonna shoot nobody or just at least threaten somebody with it. You feel me? He did all that not to even go the whole way. That just never made sense to me. But I feel like Degrassi fans don't give credit where credit is due, and I'm saying that because, like I said, when people talk about the darkest episode in Degrassi, you always hear them talk about the school shooting. How come no one ever talks about the episodes where Cam committed suicide? Because to me, I think them episodes are way darker than the school shooting, and that's just my opinion. Everything leading up to Cam committing suicide was probably some of the best shit Degrassi has ever written. Like, probably some of the best shit that they led up to. Like, Cam, first of all, Cam would have never felt like he needed to shrug. He never would have felt like he needed to beat Zig up had Tristan not said anything. Tristan was being messy because Miles and Zig, I'm not Miles, Zig and Maya did kiss prior when her and Cam broke up. But she told Cam. So Tristan opening his mouth, he made it seem like, Cam didn't know that Maya and Zig kissed, right? But, you know, Tristan was being messy, and because of that, Cam, he hit Zig. But when Zig said what he said, and everybody always say they hated Zig because he basically told Cam to commit suicide. I don't think he told Cam to do anything. I think had Zig not said what he said, I think Cam still would have done it. That's just my opinion because Cam was very depressed. He was homesick. He was away from his family. And the only person who was keeping him alive was Maya. But even though that wasn't enough to make him happy because even when he was with her, he still had thoughts of committing suicide, right? No one ever talked about when he was hurting himself, like when he jumped from the ledge and broke his arm. That is one of the most intense moments in Degrassi. Like, I was watching that episode and I get like chills. My heart drops every time when I see Cam jump from that ledge. It was like, his shit was intense. Like, Cam's depression storyline was very fucking intense. And I just think I think his suicide episodes are just way more darker than the school shooting because of the effect it had on the students, the effect it had on the community. And I always cry when I watch Cam episodes because they just were dark, because I used to be in Cam's spot. When I get in a depression state, my depression is really bad. It's bad just like Cam's. It's like I'm in this funk and I can't get out of it. I reconcile with Cam's depression storyline very well, and I think some of y'all don't really give Cam the credit like for his character literally coming in and doing some of the best acting he's did, even though he was there for one season. Cam was there for one season and he gave us some of the best acting we ever seen in just one season that he was in. Cam is one of my favorite characters in Degrassi. He is one of my favorite male characters. I have to say Craig, Miles, Drew, Eli, Cam are like my top 5 favorite male characters in Degrassi. I love all of them because they all have amazing storylines, good acting, and they picked great actors to play those roles. Like, all of the guys I just named, they all had great acting scenes where it blew me away, period. And I just think Bittersweet Symphony was some of the greatest episodes ever written in Degrassi. Like I said, part 1 was a great lead up to what Cam was about to do. And I always get chills when he shoot Maya I feel bad for the Degrassi fans who watch season 12 and not know he's about to commit suicide, right? Because it's so crazy to think, holy shit, part 2 up and ups, they say Cam is dead. I feel so bad for the people who are just not getting into Degrassi and don't know that's gonna happen. But when I done watched it so many times, even though I done watched it so many times, I still cry when they say Cam died and things like that. It's the same thing with JT. Like, when JT gets stabbed, I always cry. At the hospital when they said he died, I always cry. His memorial, I always cry because the lead up to it was very emotional. You did not see it coming. When Cam shoot Maya that text saying it's over, I can't come, I always get chills because it's like, damn, I know what's about to happen next. Even though I tell myself I don't know what's going to happen, it still rocks my core. And then part two was probably the greatest part two episode we didn't ever got in Degrassi. When Eli found his body, and I always when Principal Simpson told Maya that Cam was dead, that he committed suicide, when she said that can't be true, I just talked to Cam yesterday. That shit always break me because it's really like life is short as fuck. You could be talking to someone, you could have been talking to this person yesterday, and all of a sudden you getting bad news today. They're no longer here on this planet. That is why I say that episode is very dark, because they're talking about grief, right? They're talking about grief, how it may not affect people, and it may affect other people more who may not know Cam. It might affect people a little less. To see that, Maya was in shock. When they showed that Maya was in shock and that she got on the, she made the announcement and was like, she's not gonna cry, she's not gonna like light any candles because Cam could have got help. He could have came to her, but instead he took the easy way out. I knew they was doing something good with her. I knew she was gonna get some episodes where they really show her in pain, because I don't think anybody really understood what she was going through. I think everybody just was like, you know what, she'll get over it. No one really understands the effect Cam has had on Maya's life, and I cannot wait until I make that rant, because a lot of y'all look at her as a villain, but y'all really don't understand how badly him killing himself really left a huge hole in her whole life, to where when you watch the Degrassi Next Class and you watch her depressing storyline, most of everything that was going on had something to do with Cam. Believe it or not, it did. I cannot wait when I make that rant, because a lot of y'all really make me mad when y'all make it seem like, oh, she's so annoying. Y'all don't get why she is the way she is. And you can't watch Degrassi not knowing why she is the way she is and why she's wired. If you don't know, I'm finna let y'all know why y'all need to know. But I knew when they had her in shock, I knew we was gonna get some good shit with her character. I absolutely loved the episodes with Eli. I think Claire did not understand what he was going through. Seeing a dead body is a lot. It's one thing to say someone's dead, but seeing a dead body, that shit is different. Eli saw this kid's dead body, right? He saw his dead body. And Eli did not know how to deal with it. And I don't think Claire she didn't understand it. I think it was just something she was like, you need to get over it. He's dead. It's past. She didn't understand what he was going through. So I loved when he told her, like, you're not listening to me. I think you heard what I said, but you didn't listen to what I said. The fuck? So he did a mature thing, broke up with her, and put his mental health first. I absolutely love that. I like the Eli's episodes. Him coping with the shit with Cam by doing drugs. Even though it's not safe because of his bipolar, he felt like he couldn't talk to nobody about what happened, because he felt like, just like Claire, everyone's going to tell me to get over it, even though it's like, I saw this kid's dead body. How do you get over that? How do you do it? How do you fall asleep and not just see his limp body? Duh. Oh my God. Not only that, I think Bittersweet Symphony had some of the best acting ever. One of the greatest acting scenes in Degrassi is the hallway scene with Dallas and Allie. That was by far some of the best acting Dallas did. The actor who played him he came to play. He came for that check. And I liked it, Dallas, in that episode. I liked that he was emotional. I liked that he was vulnerable. I liked that, because, everyone is feeling guilty, right? Everyone is saying they're the reason why Cam did it. They're the reason why Cam did it. Dallas was really mean to Cam. He was a jerk. He put so much on him. But he did not know what Cam was going through, right? But he said he should have understood, because he know what it's like to be miles away from home. He know what it's like to be homesick. And he still pushed him and bullied him, and he didn't care. He just wanted him to just focus on hockey, and that was it. Cam was a great character, man. His episodes, them suicide episodes, man, they are really fucking good. Like, y'all need to put more respect on a Bittersweet Symphony. The message that it gave to the Degrassi fandom, I think some of y'all really overlooked the shit. Take your mental health seriously. If you know someone who was out there struggling, get them some help. Do not let them struggle through that shit alone. Say something. Don't ever make it seem like you're never alone. It is okay to not be okay, and it's okay to ask for help. I feel like some of y'all really mislook the message it was giving us in that moment. That was some of the best acting in those two episodes. Like I said, the hallway scene with Dallas and Allie, great, great, great. Like I said, Dallas was so emotional. He was so vulnerable. He was so open, and some of it I kind of agree with. Cam said things to Ellie that was a bit alarming. Like he said, he wished he'd go to sleep and never wake up. That's suicidal talk to me. I think she should have told someone, but I think because she didn't know Cam and she thought it was just about him, she probably thought he was being dramatic because he got into an argument with his girlfriend, that she overlooked it, and that's what I'm talking about. Do not overlook shit. You see something that's off with your friend or with your family member, you see them struggling, you say that shit. You say something to them, say something to somebody to get them the help that they need. Don't overlook it. Don't do that shit. So, I think them episodes were great. Maya's part 1 and part 2 episodes, some of the best part 1 and part 2 episodes we done ever got in Degrassi. Like I said, that is when I knew Olivia can act, period. When she gave that speech the way she did in part 2, don't play with her. My girl was coming for that check. She knew she was acting her ass off. Her emotions were so raw. They were so open. She was so vulnerable because I don't think nobody understood what she was going through. Her boyfriend committed suicide. It wasn't just like he got murdered or anything like that. Her boyfriend committed suicide, and she never got a chance to say goodbye to Cam. She never got any. She didn't have any last words to him. All she got was a text that said, "We're over. I'm not coming." I don't think anybody really understood what she was going through, and I think her mother should have put her in therapy. Really, after that, after the whole Cam shit happened, I think she should have, because her mother not putting her in therapy, the Cam shit really affected Maya's life more. It affected her life more than some of y'all like to think that it didn't, and it really did. And like I said in the episodes, in that one episode of season 14, You Drive Me Crazy, I really felt like she was just obsessing over Miles, but it had to do with the Cam shit, right? She lost Cam due to suicide, and she was seeing the same traits with Miles, so that's why she was doing what she didn't do before. She reached out and she told someone, and she was having dreams that Miles was hurting himself. He was saying things like he wanted to kill himself. She was having anxiety because of the idea of losing someone else that she loved and cared for. Like when she was on the computer and saying that she can't let it happen again, she won't let it happen again. That's her trying to. That's Cam. That was Cam affecting her mental state because of the shit that happened with Cam. Like, y'all don't understand. I'm not even gonna go into all that. I'm just gonna have a video. I'm gonna make a video for y'all because y'all really need to understand. Like, y'all really just say, "Oh, Maya's annoying. She's dramatic," and yada 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 yada. Maya's one of the best female characters in Degrassi, and I think y'all really don't give her enough credit. Like, but yeah, I feel like Bittersweet Symphony is one of the best episodes ever in Degrassi, and I think some of y'all need to give it more credit. I do think it's a bit more darker than in the Degrassi shooting episode. That's just my opinion. But yeah, I just want to come on here and give y'all my thoughts about that episodes. I'm gonna catch y'all later on my next rants about Degrassi. You already know what it is, and like I said, look out. Oh, my nose itch. Be on the lookout this weekend because I will be uploading my Found Season 2 Episode 11 review, and I will be also uploading my Breaking Bad video as well. Those will be up and ready to go this weekend. See y'all later.